Tornadoes, hail, snow, ice, and flash flooding, all part of a relentless severe weather system that's been rolling across the U.S. this week. One person died because of storms in Mississippi.
Several states only beginning to fully assess their storm damage as national weather centers issue new watches and warnings by the hour. CNN's Laura Aguirre with the latest from the storm front's path heading into the weekend.
So about that time we heard the roaring, and sure enough, here come the tornado.
That twister tearing through Little Elm, Texas. One in a wave of reported tornadoes that roared across Texas and Louisiana overnight.
There it was, coming straight through the daggone woods. It looked like Moses was parting the Red Sea.
And this lady said, "My babies are in the car," and she wanted me to help her, and I said, "Let's go." But then all of a sudden, the wind got so bad, I said, "No, ma'am, don't go out."
Terrifying stories, devastating damage. This savage storm front marching through the Northeast through Friday, threatening torrential rain and heavy snow. Several California towns are still grappling with what this same weather system dumped on them earlier this week.
There's no way to walk around. It's up to my neck in a lot of places. Now it's to the point where we're somewhat scared.
At least 13 California counties in a state of emergency. The National Guard mobilized to help road crews clear a path for residents growing desperate amid dwindling supplies.
Folks, we're here for you. We're going to dig you out, and we are coming.
Dig out the truck for the fourth time?
Digging out, but nowhere to go. The forecast promising more snow and rain for these areas through Saturday.
After 7 days straight of it, it's really, really hard to keep going, but we've got to keep doing it.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Across America, child pornography-related charges prompting the mayor of College Park, Maryland, to resign from office. Patrick Wojan was indicted on 56 counts this week. His attorney says he's fully cooperating with law enforcement. His resignation took effect on Thursday. He had served as mayor of College Park since 2015.
In Denver, Colorado, high school students staged a massive walkout today to demand an end to gun violence. They walked out of the school and to the state capitol. The group says it was in honor of one of their classmates who was shot inside of a parked car near the school last month. He died on Wednesday. Two gun control organizations also there joining those students at the Capitol. The groups are calling for enhanced cameras and security measures, school resource officers, and limited access to campus during school hours.
Longtime Senator Dianne Feinstein says she expects to make a full recovery after developing shingles. She's reportedly receiving treatment in a San Francisco hospital. The Democrat says she hopes to return to Washington later this month. Her absence could change Democratic strategy in the Senate because the party holds a thin 51-49 majority. Recently, the 89-year-old said she does not plan to seek re-election next year.
The House Ethics Committee says that it is officially moving forward with its probe of embattled Representative George Santos of New York. The panel says that it will investigate several things, including whether Santos engaged in unlawful activity in his 2022 congressional campaign, whether he failed to properly disclose required information on statements filed with the House, and if Santos violated federal conflict of interest laws in connection with his role in a firm that provides fiduciary services.
Attorneys for Jussie Smollett are appealing the actor's 2021 hate crime hoax conviction. In a brief filed in Illinois this week, they say Smollett had a binding non-prosecution agreement. They're also arguing double jeopardy, taking issue with the appointment of a special prosecutor and calling Smollett's sentence excessive. Prosecutors say the actor staged an attack on himself in 2019 and falsely reported it as a hate crime. Smollett ultimately indicted, convicted on 6 felony counts in 2021. His sentence included 150 days in jail, probation, restitution, and fines. Today, a Vietnam veteran finally getting his due. He received a Medal of Honor nearly 60 years after he was nominated.
ABC's Andrea Fujii with a story of his service to our country and his reaction to this honor.
It's an honor long overdue. Retired Army Colonel Paris Davis, his bravery on the battlefield in Vietnam finally being recognized. Davis was one of the first black officers in the Special Forces. He was 26 and a captain when he and his team were outnumbered by hundreds of North Vietnamese forces in June 1965. They would hold off the enemy for 18 hours, and despite being wounded himself, Captain Davis would pull 3 of his badly injured men to safety. He was shot in the leg and hit by grenade fragments as he carried them, but he and all of his men would survive. He was nominated by his superiors for the Medal of Honor, but was told the U.S. Army lost his paperwork twice. He spoke back in 1969.
I was spending most of my time just trying to keep us alive and keep them off of us.
Colonel Davis spoke candidly on being a black commander at the time, saying combat was a powerful unifier.
There's no race there. Hell, in the dark, brown is just as black or white as anyone else. Their bodies, they're human beings that we're akin, not ethically, but by virtue of being American citizens, being Americans.
His actions were overlooked for decades, retiring from the Army in 1985. But today, Colonel Paris Davis received the Medal of Honor from President Biden.
Once I understood the ramifications of the tentacles of valor that the medal itself possessed, I was just honored that I was awarded the Medal of Honor.
Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
More to come on the news at 6. Already in short supply, the active ingredient used in some inhalers or nebulizer treatments expected to be even harder to find. Why production of albuterol is decreasing.
Plus, doctors and researchers recommending a possible option for women who want to cut their risk of ovarian cancer. We'll tell you about this suggestion next. In an effort to cut the risk of ovarian cancer, experts are recommending for women to have their fallopian tubes removed. Now, according to the National Cancer Institute, about 20,000 women in the U.S. are diagnosed with ovarian cancer. They were last year, and more than half of those diagnosed died from the disease. So now researchers and advocates are suggesting women who are at a high risk of ovarian cancer consider surgery to remove both fallopian tubes. The Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance says that the lack of a reliable test to detect the early stages of the disease means that doctors have to rely on symptom awareness to diagnose patients. But symptoms often don't manifest until the cancer has advanced, which usually means the cancer is in a later stage. Researchers say removal of the fallopian tubes does not affect the menstrual cycle or initiate menopause.
The financial troubles for the manufacturer of liquid albuterol means the drug is going to be even harder to find. The company, Acorn, shut down some of its facilities last month after filing for bankruptcy. It's the only company that made a certain bottled form of liquid albuterol. It's used for continuous nebulizer treatments, used to treat people with breathing problems, especially children. The shortage has caused some issues in health facilities nationwide. The FDA looking into how the manufacturer shut down will impact drug supply chains around the country.
Look outside with live cam this evening. Plenty of sunshine today after those storms swept through last night. And now we're rolling towards the weekend, Adam.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot?
Well, you know, it just means 6 more days to Therm Thurs, so
Yeah,
it's not my favorite day of the week.
Exactly what I was thinking. You
I
know.
know. We're all in the same boat here, aren't we?
Not all of us.
I'm waiting for it. Hughesbury stir, 75 right now. 9 o'clock, we're down to 62. Temperatures falling off quickly this evening. And if you are venturing out, you'll notice a little bit of a chill in the air. You may want a light jacket. By midnight, 56 tomorrow morning, we're down to 47. We'll talk about the rest of the weekend, how much temperatures will warm up into the afternoons, and a look at radar estimated rainfall from last night in just a bit.
Not exactly a cookie caper, but it is a cookie campaign concern. The Girl Scouts Council urging people not to buy the new Raspberry Rally cookies from websites like eBay. Officials say boxes of the raspberry flavored thin mint like cookies are going for up to $100 online.
Isn't that crazy? These cookies were available as a limited test run. They quickly became popular. They sold out. Well, the product program director for Girl Scouts Council says those online resales are unauthorized and they go against Scout ethics. She says selling Girl Scout cookies isn't just about offering up cookies. It's a chance for kids to learn business skills and raise money for troop activities.
Something tells me they're going to make more of them next year.
I believe so.
Yeah. To the buzz, a cheerleader from Nebraska showing she has enough school spirit and self-courage to stand alone. Katrina Kohel represented her high school's cheer group at state championships all by herself after her 3 teammates up and quit a week and a half before the competition. Her coach gave her the option to bow out. She said no.
Katrina says being a cheerleader is a lifelong dream of hers, and she didn't want her season to end just because her teammates quit. The crowd cheered her on as she performed her one-woman routine, and she earned her high school their highest ranking in 3 years. She says she learned that she's stronger than she thought, and she can do anything if she's willing to work for it. The high school senior plans to enlist in the Air Force after graduation and earn a bachelor's degree in nursing. A lot of things can be found at Walmart, including an insect that scientists thought was extinct, a giant lacewing, a species that existed during the Jurassic era, was spotted outside of an Arkansas Walmart.
Yeah, the director of Penn State's Insect Identification Lab found it on a Walmart building back in 2012, but he misidentified it at the time. Only recently discovered its true identity. The finding is significant because it's the first sighting of a giant lacewing in eastern North America in more than 50 years. It's also the first record of the insect ever in Arkansas. Scientists don't know why the giant lacewing disappeared. Maybe it hasn't. All right, take a look at this. Meet Aberclam Lincoln. Scientists in Florida say based on the layers of this shell, this mollusk is 214 years old. For reference, it means it has been alive since 1809, the same year as its namesake, former President Abraham Lincoln.
Did you make that name up?
I did not. I wish I did, though.
It seems very Spreester-ish.
Yeah.
Gulf Specimen Marine Laboratory says an AmeriCorps member says the clam found the clam while walking with his family. They say it's an ocean quahog clam, a type that can live for more than 200 years, as evidenced by Aberclam Lincoln.
I love it.
I didn't realize the ridges on the shell is kind of like tree rings.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like the rings of a tree that tell you how old they are.
And the rings of a hailstone, too. Sometimes you see the rings of a hailstone, tells you how many times it went up and down within the thunderstorm.
I always remember that.
Yep.
That's such a cool, I don't know. It
is, yeah, it's
That's
neat.
how many times it went up and down in the clouds, right?
Yep,
Before it fell.
is.
It doesn't really have a cool name like Aberclam Lincoln, though.
I'm sure you
let's come up with the one.
Yeah, give him 30 seconds.
Started the clock now. All right. Let's take a look at how much rain we got yesterday. Of course, not everybody got rain, but some folks had a good little soaker, enough to put a little dent in our drought. And by the way, there have been no improvements to the drought monitor locally. And this will help, but it's not enough of what we need. Obviously, we need more rounds of this kind of rain. But you look at it, and the green typically indicates a ½ inch to about 1 inch of rain. If you see a yellow on this map, that's 2 inches or more. We don't have any yellow because, well, we didn't get 2 inches or more. But just east of Windcrest and northeast of Kirby, about 1.5 inches estimated. Alamo Heights and, well, just west of Alamo Heights, I should say, almost Monte Vista area, about 1 inch estimated by the radar. Quiet across the state in the wake of that system and in the wake of the very windy cold front. We just have a clear sky, beautiful day today, and a wonderful evening and night shaping up. And this weekend's going to be nice as well. I wish we had this kind of moisture rolling through that you see near Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and even parts of the Great Lakes. It'd be nice to have that kind of a soaker, but unfortunately that's just not in the cards right now. This is the same system that affected us. The cold front now moving through the Carolinas and the mid-Atlantic as we speak. And the upper level swirl is moving through the Great Lakes associated with that. That's moving out. Our next system is going to be dropping into the Pacific Northwest very slowly over the next several days. And by the end of next week, about this time next week, it should give us this big trough, that dip in the upper level flow. And that's likely to help push a cold front through our area. Now, there's a lot of uncertainty to exactly when that cold front would arrive, but it does look like the kind of cold front that we're going to feel with nothing but sunshine in the afternoon and low humidity. So great day for yard work. I know we have all those oak leaves falling this time of year. May not want to do it, but this weekend's going to be nice for it with the low humidity. Just some fog on Sunday morning and 82 degrees Sunday afternoon for the high. Morning fog pretty much every day, Sunday through Thursday of next week, and temperatures in the 80s until that next front arrives.
All right. Thank you, Adam.
We'll be right back.
A program in Somerset ISD is helping its junior high students get an edge when it comes to their future career choices.
Tiffany Huertas takes us to Bulldog Cafe with a look at what these students are learning and cooking.
From coffee to pastries, these Somerset ISD students are busy preparing something special at the Bulldog Cafe.
I do tacos and I make the salsa.
8th grade student Audrina Valdez is part of the life skills class at Somerset Junior High School.
I cook at school and that it's fun to do.
Every Friday we would normally set up for teachers again, so we sell coffee, tacos, pastries, any kind of breakfast thing that we might think of. The kids research everything. They put it all together.
This program started last year.
It's lifelong lessons they can use and take with them no matter where they go, whether it's in a job or it's at home or, college or whatever.
Today, students are delivering coffee to Savannah Heights Intermediate School.
It teaches them customer service, puts a smile on their face, has them interact with other individuals.
For Audrina, she wants to continue learning and wants to work in the restaurant industry.
I like to cook and I like to bake.
The next phase of this program is to partner with local businesses to provide job opportunities for the students. Reporting from Somerset ISD, Tiffany Huertas, KSAT12 News.
A cool morning, but a comfortable and warm afternoon. 47 at 7 a.m. Then later on in the day, we're in the lower 80s. Nothing but sunshine. And get used to the sunshine for the weekend. But Sunday morning, we'll have just a little bit of fog. I don't think it'll be problematic. Light southerly winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 82 on Sunday, 80s most of next week. We're watching that next cold front toward the end of the week.
Thank you, Adam. And thank you for watching the news at 6.
See you on the Night Beat.